Wagging that tail, he's definitely happy he's getting some food. He'll move you.
What's up, guys? Brad here from Piney Grove, and I've been out of commission for heavy type of work for a couple weeks now. I got sciatic nerve pain, my feet are numb or my foot is numb, and I've just been trying to take it easy and hopefully recuperate so I don't, make it worse and possibly lead to surgery. But it's been driving me nuts not to be doing a lot of things that I need to do out here. Today I felt a little better, so I decided to get out here and start getting some things done. And the number one thing I need to get done is fencing for Chief. And if you didn't know, we've got a mini Highland cow, or Highland mini cow, and he's a bull, and his name is Chief. Got him a couple weeks ago, or I think 1 week ago. And then tomorrow we're getting his half sister, and her name I'm pretty sure is going to be Charlie. And me and Deb don't have a pasture ready for them. Now we've got 20 acres, we got a lot of pasture, but none of it is fenced for cows. So we want to create an acre or so for them so they have freedom to roam. So that's what I'm doing today, is getting this section of woods ready for them. This here is just a dirt pile, extra dirt for things we need it for around the farm. We had to bring a bunch out of the red barn to get concrete in there, so some of that is from digging out of there. And it's just an eyesore here, and it doesn't need to be here anymore, and it's going to be really hard to move once there's a fence around it. So I want to get this out. I've got a target stand over there, never shot at it once. I need to get that out. And then there's some trees I need to get out of here. And if you didn't know it, there are certain trees that are poisonous to animals. Maybe it's just cattle, but anyway, one of them is a cherry tree, and I don't think that's a cherry tree, but I'm fairly certain this one over here is. So what I got to do, in addition to getting in here and cleaning up all this brush, is taking down that cherry tree there, getting that all out, getting all the branches out, and then making sure I'm mulching any leaves on the ground in thoroughly so that there's no chance that any of our cows can eat that. But we're going to fence from that cedar tree there, all of this, which I have to clean out, over to here. So everything behind me is thick. There's some brush in there, there's some cedars, there's some oaks. The only things I'm going to take out are going to be brush and any cherry trees. And then we're going to come over here, so that's where we just walked. We're going to come over here, got to clean all this out. And here's another pile of sifted dirt. So I got to take that dirt, move it over here by my clean sand for mortar. Then we'll pasture up to the garden, up to the red barn, and the cows will have all this here from the red barn over. We also have these gum trees. They need to come down. I don't think there's anything wrong with the leaves for them for cattle, but they're unsightly. They don't really produce anything for the wildlife, and we don't need them for firewood. So I'm going to go ahead and take this little grove of spreading gum trees down. And that should make it look really nice in there. And it'll allow us to see our cattle when they're in there and in there enjoying some shade. Because this is all going to be shaded as these oak trees grow up. But this is all, like I said, stuff that came out of the red barn, but also there's a lot of congealed or packed or dried out clay, and the tractor will have to work hard to get that with the bucket to put it in the trailer. So I'm just up here breaking it up, just make it easier for the tractor, because it's effortless with the hydraulics of this Kubota excavator. Now, I haven't used this excavator in a month, and it could be as long as 3 months ago. I really can't remember the last time I used it. And I have a lot of things that I need to do with it. So when I break it out, I usually try to get 6 or 7 little jobs done that have been waiting for it. Now, you might be wondering why I'm not loading a cart with the excavator, and I very well could, but I think my time is better served just breaking this up and then staying on the excavator the whole time, getting that all done, then getting off the excavator and using the Kubota to fill the trailer. The Kubota bucket's a lot bigger. In like 3 or 4 scoops, I can have it filled up. And once I start that going, that dirt will go away really quick. I've got it all loosened up. Let's move some dirt. That was quick. 4 scoops with the Kubota bucket. Look how hard some of this clay is. And we've had a really dry summer. Had a couple of big rains, but when you get big rains, it doesn't really soak in. And even though I got in there with the excavator and broke some of this up, or broke most of it up, there's still some like football-sized clumps of clay that are just going to require the tractor to run over to flatten them out. But the Kubota handles a lot better with this GoodWorks tractor quick hitch. I've got 420 pounds of ballast back here in the suitcase weights, plus the weight of the quick hitch itself. And that really helps with traction driving into the pile, and just makes the tractor feel more steady. But I've got a bunch of trips to make. You can see the trailer is full, and there is a lot more dirt than I thought there was. I bet there's 10 trailer loads of dirt. And this was a shooting berm, right? So when they dug the pond, they made this like 16 foot tall. And then we decided not to shoot here, so we've moved this dirt all over the property. But then we moved some from the red barn over to here to add to it. So I thought the pile got a lot smaller, but this is gonna be a lot of trips. That'll work really good. I'll be able to come in here with the bucket and just kind of push it in here and grate it and get that real nice and smooth all the way to behind the camera as well. One load down, what, 20 more to go? Regular viewer of the channel, you've heard me say this many times, and it's that I can't estimate a job, and I thought this would be maybe 2 days worth of work to clean all this up, but I don't know that I'm gonna get this pile of dirt done today. And also, when I was getting the last buckets with the Kubota, the clay is so packed on the other side that I'm having to really work with the Kubota bucket. So rather than, you know, working the tractor really hard and digging up the ground over there, I'm just going to go ahead and use the excavator and loosen it up, because I've gotten most of the loose dirt hauled away already. But I think I'm at 5 loads, maybe 6 loads, and it's going to work really well over there where we dumped that first load. I'm looking at this pile of dirt going, I'm going to be here till dark. I'm literally going to be here till dark, just getting this dirt done, and I haven't moved any of the brush. I condensed the brush pile over there before I turned on the camera, and I want to move that out of the way because I want this really clean. The camera's sitting on the targets from the shooting range, so they have that railroad tie, and those dock pilings haven't been moved. So every one of those is a step in a process. And I look at them and I go, okay, that's a few minutes, that's a few minutes. But every one of them is probably an hour. And this is probably 4 hours. So there's your whole day right there. And I haven't even cut down a tree. I haven't even cleaned up any brush from where it was real thick in there or where it is real thick in there. And all this is for our mini cows. So this whole homesteading thing, it's fun and we love it, but it changes your life for sure. It's so hard at the base of this pile. This excavator makes it look so easy, but the tractor was just digging in the bottom of this pile where all that heavy clay is. Let's see if we can make a ramp up here and push it. I love doing this. Whoa! That felt awkward. When it gets hung up underneath the belly of the excavator, there it goes. It won't let you get on top. We're on top now. Let me back drag this to give me a flat working platform. There we go. Top of the world, baby. Pretty cool working up here. Guys, I'm just having a blast out here working with my equipment. got a little bit of overcast day here, so the sun isn't that bad. And moving this dirt, and it already looks better. I know there's still a lot of dirt here and haven't really done that much as far as a big area, but it already looks better, and I'm liking that I'm making progress. And I was just thinking about just how fortunate I am. I was thinking about my friends that are still at work, 'cause I'm retired now, and they would love to be doing this same thing. So just so blessed and grateful, thankful for the opportunities that I've been given in life, and also thankful that you guys are watching, which gives us out here at Piney Grove even more opportunities. So let me get another load here going, and then we'll take you over to the site where I've been dumping it, and that's changed a lot too. I wear hearing protection on the Summit just because I happen to have it on my head, but I have to wear it on the Kubota because that Kubota hydrostatic transmission is just so loud. It's a great transmission, but gosh, they have a loud transmission on these L series. Now I've heard that they've got quieter transmissions on their LX, but I don't have an LX, so I've got a noisy transmission. I'm always impressed with this Summit tractor and how much it can pull. This is about waist high. Doesn't look like it on the camera, and it's an angle, and I've been doing it every time I bring a pile of dirt, and the Summit climbs this with no problem towing that big, I don't know what, 3,000, 4,000 pounds of dirt. I think that's pretty impressive what this thing can do pulling. With these R14 tires, 4-wheel drive, the rear tires are loaded with rim guards so that it has extra weight, but I've always been impressed with this tractor. Being only 25 horsepower, it can pull a lot. I don't know that my Kubota would have done that without slipping, but that may be a whole different thing because you got power to weight ratio, you got a different frame size tractor, you got different tires on it. These R14s really grip the ground good. I got R4s on the Kubota, and they tend to spin a little more. I just looked across the pasture and I saw Deb, so let's go take you over to look at the reason why we're doing all this.
So little cowboy here gets 2 bottles a day, and we try to take him out once or twice midday to let him graze. And I'm trying to get him to eat some starter feed, which he'll eat from me, but he won't eat on his own. And now I'm at his starter feed, and so he's abusing me, trying to milk me. He's very rude. he's certainly food motivated. You're mood motivated, aren't you?
It's funny because we got exactly what we asked for. Property, buildings, all that stuff set up the way we wanted it. We got the cow that we wanted, and it just totally changed our life. This is what our world revolves around now. The way our life has changed is just crazy. Like, we don't even want to leave the property because we already didn't want to leave the property because of Bella, our dog. We like her to enjoy the property, and we don't let her run loose when we're not here. But now we got this cow, Chief, the bull cow, and then we got the other cow, Charlie, the female, the heifer, coming tomorrow. So I don't know, man. Hopefully Walmart delivers groceries because we're not going to leave Piney Grove very much over the next 20, 30 years. Very friendly and adorable. Since I left you last, I've been turning and burning because I wanted to get this pile done today, but it's not going to happen. I'm on my last load. The sun is setting. I got to clean up for dinner. But I'll show you what I got, and then I'll take you over to where I've been dumping it and show you what that looks like, because that's going to come out really nice. So you remember what this pile looked like as far as size, and for a good comparison, you can see the size of the excavator next to the remaining pile. So there's not a lot of dirt left. I think I've taken like 18 loads with the Summit trailer, and each load has about 4 buckets of the Kubota. That's a big dent out of that pile, but I think I've got a good place for that pile that's closer if this is enough for where we're going, where I've been filling all day. And one spot is right there. There's a low spot in my food plot right underneath that oak there, and that's one place I can put dirt, but there's another place over by the red barn that might be a good candidate. That was a big depression right here, because when we put in this fence along the public road here, this was all low and washing out. Like all of the water from the public road had washed out like 4 to 5 feet. Like underneath where I'm standing, I'm 4 or 5 feet taller than when we bought the property, because we took a lot of pond fill dirt and put here. And that created a road or a berm, but it was a real sharp drop off. When they built it, they didn't bevel the edges, and I couldn't mow like off to the right to the pine trees. So what I got to do now is just back blade all that, spread it, put grass seed in it, and get it on a gradual slope, and then I'll be able to mow it. Because right now it literally was like an L. It was a 18-inch to 2-foot drop off. But I've got all this dirt here, but I still need dirt from here going up to probably that big pine tree there. And I've got plenty of dirt on the property, not only in that pile, but in other piles around the property. And I can always dig more because I have a pit in the back. And that's going to be all part of this series of digging more dirt, creating a really monster-sized compost pile with all of the shavings and manure and urine-soaked shavings from the barn, from the cows, and just kind of repurposing a lot of like digging a hole, using that dirt to fill in low spots throughout the property, and then filling that hole with a whole bunch of compostable material and letting that ferment for a year or so, and then using that in the garden and around the property wherever we want to grow grass. But that's going to do it. I've got to get inside and get washed up for dinner. Didn't get as much done as I said I wanted to in the beginning of the video, but I got a good start and all the equipment's out. No rain in the forecast, so I should be able to make great progress for the next few days, and all of that progress will be in upcoming videos. But also be on the lookout, because tomorrow we get Charlie, the heifer, and then we'll have 2 Highland mini cows out here on Piney Grove. But that'll do it for now, so until next time, y'all take care out there, and remember, life's short, tractor hard. Check out these 2 videos right here. They're pretty cool. Take care, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.